Take two. So operations with absolute value. On the ALEKS program, they already assume that you know what absolute values are. Absolute value, by definition, is the distance of a number from 0 on the number line. So if they gave you the problem, the absolute value of 3, they're saying, how many spaces is 3 from 0? You guys already know it's 3 places. If I did the absolute value of -3, how many spaces is -3 from 0 on the number line? 3 places. So most people just think of, oh, the absolute value just makes your number positive. Sort of, in effect, it does, because a distance is always positive. You don't say that you go from Agency Village to Sisseton and you drove -7 miles. Unless you're driving backwards, maybe. No, you still went 7 miles. So by definition, it doesn't say it makes it positive because you do have the absolute value of 0, which is still 0. When I am evaluating something with absolute values, I have to do inside the absolute values first. It's not like parentheses where you can use the distributive property. You simplify it into one number and then you do the absolute value. So if I'm doing this problem, 10 minus 9 is, yep, yell it out, 1. I don't know your names yet, so I'm not going to call on you. Then, after I've simplified it so I just have one number in the absolute value, I can get rid of my absolute values. The absolute value of 15 is? 15. Thank you. 15. There's a minus sign. The absolute value of 1 is? You guys are going to make this difficult on me? Oh my gosh. 15 minus 1? 14, there we go. See, life is much easier if you just holler stuff out. I do tend to talk really fast, so if I go too fast, tell me to slow down, and I'm assuming maybe you already know how to do some of this stuff. 6 minus 8, then, if I do inside the absolute value, is -2. So the absolute value of -2 would make that 2. There's a minus sign in between. The absolute value of 14 is 14. And 2 minus 14 is -12. This one does stay negative because we don't have the absolute values on the outside, which would change it to a positive like that third question does. So you'll notice on the third one we have the extra set of absolute values. We know that final answer is going to be positive, but we still have to do the problem. So I'm going to do inside this one first. 5 minus 11 would be -6. The absolute value of 13 is 13 minus the absolute value of -6 is? The absolute value of -6 is?
6.
I'm going to have to get out my list and start calling on people if you guys can't talk. These are still in the absolute values. 13 minus 6 is? 7, and the absolute value of 7 is? 7. Any questions on those three? You know how to do those, you're good. I got